Hello and welcome to another episode of Gotham Sound TV in Isolation. I am here with Mark Conrad of IK Multimedia. Mark, say hello.
Hey, how's everyone doing? Happy Earth Day.
Yeah, happy Earth Day. That's right. Mark, I have to say, I thank you for coming on to do our live stream. These are definitely crazy times. How are you doing?
I mean, I'm doing good. I've been healthy. My family's healthy. I'm in Miami, so IK Multimedia's U.S. headquarters is in Sunrise, Florida. Which, if you don't know where Sunrise is, it's about 30 minutes north of Miami.
My grandmother used to live there. I know it
Yeah,
well. I got
yeah.
lost in the
Sunrise is
mall
cool.
there. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's
Sunrise
awesome.
Mall is huge. It's a
Yeah.
huge mall. I myself live in Miami, so I've been here in isolation. We haven't been hit as hard as, I mean, besides everything you've seen on TV. Surprisingly, the numbers have been lower than I think first. Speaking of, of the pandemic, we haven't been hit as hard as like New York and a few other spots in the U.S.
Mhm.
But everyone's working from home. Everyone's in isolation. And I have a daughter and a wife, so it's been sort of a juggling act to continue
Yeah.
working and to also take care of my family.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's. I think that's been. The good news is you can work from home.
Hmm.
The good news is now you get to juggle everything in a different
Yeah.
way. Um, Yeah, I mean it's been obviously crazy here too. I'm glad to know that you're healthy and your family's healthy, and
Thank you.
that's yeah, that's really good. Um, I'll be honest. I know IK Multimedia mainly just because I'm super nerdy about MIDI stuff, and you guys have really cool MIDI devices and interfaces. Um, but the rest of the production sound, and when I say production sound, I mean film and broadcast, have gotten to know IK Multimedia in a whole new way because of your interfaces. Before we get into the products, can you tell me a little bit about IK Multimedia and what's your philosophy and how they came to be?
Well, IK Multimedia is our motto is musicians first. So we definitely cater to the musician, or we've always catered to the musician. Our company began in Italy. Our CEO is Italian.
Mhm.
Him and his wife began the company in the mid '90s.
Does IK stand for anything?
Yeah, IK is the initials of both of the CEO and his wife's name, or
Nice.
their maiden name, or their last names. So IK started when our CEO Enrico was in the studio. He was doing some studio work. He's a musician, and him and one of the engineers were having some trouble with some outboard gear, compressors or something like that. And they started thinking to themselves, how great would it be if we could just like make software that modeled some of this analog gear. So they sort of got the ball rolling, and they made some software for modeling. They made some of the first plugins. So they were pretty ahead of their time as far as thinking outside the box of how we could use modeling and software to help us record music.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people probably have heard of T-Rax, which is some of their line of compressors and limiters that a lot of people use to mix, or definitely guitar players have heard of Amplitude, which is how I kind of first heard of IK when I've been a musician for 15 years. So I've used Amplitude numerous times, and it's one of the best guitar modeling plugins or software out there. And so as time went on and they kept developing and innovating, they didn't stick to just software. They started making outboard gear. They got really sort of recognized worldwide by making something called the Irig. I have one here
Yes.
to show you. So the Irig is basically, this is Irig 2. So the original Irig was the same idea. It was a little bit more of a cylinder shape, and it plugs into your mobile device, so your iPhone or Android. At first, I think it was just iPhone, and it allowed you. It was sort of just an analog interface, so you can plug in your guitar right into your phone. And then that just got the ball rolling to make the Irig MIDI, which allows you to plug keyboards into your phone. Irig HD2, which once iPhone lost the analog headphone jack, they started making digital versions of all their interfaces, so you could just plug right into your Lightning inputs or your mini USB inputs, or now USB-C. And it just kept expanding. They have the Irig Pro Duo I/O, which is like a full studio interface with XLR inputs,
And that has real phantom power and right?
phantom
Yeah.
power. You got phantom power. You got direct line outputs for monitors. You got headphone outs, MIDI in and out. So they have these little mini MIDI inputs that plug into regular MIDI inputs, so then you can plug in your MIDI stuff. And all of this, the amazing stuff is that the best thing about it is that you can plug it into your phone or your iPad, but you could also plug it into your laptop. So this is like really cool and compact studio that you could take on the road.
Yeah, and I have to say, every major news network organization has called us looking for those things. It's been amazing, and so
So just
congratulations.
yeah, so thank you. It's like the original 4-track recorders, right? Once you knew how to do 4-track recorders, you can make 8-track recorders, 16-track, 24. So once the original Irig came out, it just got the ball rolling for more ideas. I don't have one to show you, but there's what a lot of the news stations are using is called the Irig Pre, which is basically just like an Irig for your guitar, but it's to plug in an XLR cable. So we made it. IK Multimedia made it with the intention of selling it to singers, right? So singers can plug in straight to their phone any XLR microphone they want, or any microphone using an XLR cable, and just record ideas and record. You could do demos on your phone, or once the HD versions came out, most of those HD versions are 24-bit, 96K resolution, which really could like end up on the record for a professionally released album. But so lately, a lot of journalists have gone to mobile setups, and I mean, even Al Roker recently came out on his home, showing his home setup, and he's using an Irig Pre to
Yes,
plug into his phone, and they work really seamlessly with something a lot of journalists use called
live
Live
view.
View. Yeah, the
Yes,
Live View app.
yes, yes.
So, you're able to plug in your headphones to the Irig Pre. You're able to access Live View through the Irig Pre, and it's just like been a great setup. And all of this stuff is really like not going to rock the boat with as far as right now everyone is thinking about their finances. It's most of these interfaces are between $39 to $99. Some of the bigger interfaces are from $149 to $199, but like the Irig Pre is $39.99 for the analog version, or $99 for the HD version. So
And the HD
no,
version, again, the difference is that can go to 2496. Is that right?
it goes 24.96, and it plugs directly into, like, if you're using it with your iPhone, will go straight into the Lightning input on your phone. So it gives you a clean, pristine audio sound, and allows you to not have to use the famous, one of these guys that I've lost a million of these. So it
Yeah,
kind of
they're the
bypasses
worst.
this, and it also gives you the higher resolution and better sound.
And full phantom power for like a real condenser microphone.
Yeah, so you could use any XLR, you could use any condenser microphone and connect to XLR. We also make microphones that plug straight into the phone. You
So,
bypass the
so I was going
screen.
to ask you that. Are you, in fact, eating your own dog food right now, or are you using IK Multimedia products?
When you first asked me that, I was like, yeah, I thought about that before, but I guess if I had to. But as far as using IK products, I use a lot of IK products. I'm using right now to stream. I'm using the Irig Stream, which these are right now really popular because they just are RCA inputs, dual RCA inputs, which allow you to run out of. I mean, the idea with these were to sort of market them to DJs, who want to do live streaming DJ sets, and they can go straight out of their DJ mixer RCA into these guys, into your phone or into your laptop. I'm using an Irig lav mic to pick up my voice.
It sounds
And the,
it's really it's coming through loud and clear on
yeah.
Zoom. Like it maximizes Zoom's audio algorithm. How does that terminate, and are there different options?
So you mean how do I connect it to the computer?
Yes.
Yeah. So, uh, depending on whether you're using it on an iPad or on your laptop, it's a little different. With the laptop, it's really easy because you could access your audio settings when you're inside Zoom, and you just choose the Irig Stream as your interface. It's pretty simple. The lav mic actually plugs directly into the Irig Stream because the Irig Stream allows you to plug in a microphone. On the iPads or on a tablet, sometimes it's a little different. You may have to run through one of our apps. So we have an app called the Irig Recorder. So you would plug in to your iPad, open up Irig Recorder, and go to your settings in Irig Recorder and set it up for background, to allow it to run in the background.
Mm-hmm.
And then you open up Zoom, and then it will automatically run the sound through the Irig Recorder app. So that's how I've done it on my iPad. I've been using the Irig Stream. So right when all of this started happening and we weren't in quarantine yet, but we were still just like not traveling as much. One of my jobs at IK is I'm a product specialist. So I go to different stores, Guitar Center, Sam Mash's, Gotham, different stores where they sell IK product.
Yep.
And just go and talk to them and see how everything's going. Well, once we noticed we couldn't travel as much, I started doing Zoom visits, and I was still at our headquarters in Sunrise, and I would just connect everything. We have a studio in our office space. We have a studio where I would set everything up, and then I would just visit the stores virtually. And I think in a lot of ways, necessity becomes the mother of invention in a way, where we're going to see once we get back to normal, which, I know everyone is longing for that day, and we're all can't wait till we can, go outside again. But I think we still are going to use this more than we might have if this hadn't happened.
Well,
So,
I completely agree, and I think I think it's worthwhile to think of this as a kind of new normal.
Yeah.
And I think every sound mixer that works in film and television, for example, should have these products in their kit, just because you never know in a moment's notice if you need to get in and out of an iDevice, or send it with an actor to do remote ADR voiceover or something like that.
Yeah, and it works perfectly. It sounds great. I think as the platforms like Zoom and different platforms for streaming start catching up with what happened, because these platforms existed. Zoom has been around for a while. My wife has been using Zoom for a long time. She works for a company that's in New York, but she's in Miami. And I would always be like, where are you? And she's like, oh, I'm on Zoom. And I'm like, okay, why don't you use Skype? No, we use Zoom.
Yeah.
And so like, I wasn't never using Zoom. I know it's been around. But I think now the platforms will start integrating interfaces a little more seamlessly. IG Live, Facebook Live, I think will start integrating a little more. For example, IG Live allows you to use an interface to stream, but it only streams in mono. So I don't know if that will be something that will be updated.
And IG Live, just this is not IK Multimedia related, but IK Live only lets you stream through their app. Is that right? Like there's no API.
Yeah, so you could there's a workaround, same thing like I was mentioning for Zoom. If you're trying to stream IG Live and you want to use an interface, at least an IK interface, you will run through Irig Recorder, allow it to run in the background, and then open up IG Live, and then you'll be able to use the audio through the Irig product.
But still, it's going to push it in mono. It'll stream out mono.
It's going to be mono, yeah, and that's something we have no power. Now, when you post to IG, if you just post something on your page, it does come out stereo.
Mm-hmm.
So this is only IG Live. But like still like Twitch and Facebook and a lot of other House Party, I think is another one. Like a lot of these sites that are allowing people to gather and to stream, I feel like they're gonna just like start working on their algorithms to like make this a little easier for us to use our products. But you will still need the interface. We had a big surge in sales for Irig Stream, and it was just like we were mostly using it, selling these to DJs and like musicians. When they play live shows, they would stream their live show through the sound mixer, go directly into the Irig Stream via RCA,
Mm-hmm.
and then stream their show. But now we're getting a lot of calls from, like churches, house of worships, a lot of people just trying to stream anything. So it's sort of expanded. The needs have gotten wider for it's been a little outside of our regular demo, like musicians.
Absolutely. And yeah, I mean, like I said, I think these are the Swiss Army knives of audio interfaces, and anybody in pro audio, not just musicians, should have this in their kit.
Yeah.
How is the warehouse? How's the factory doing? How are they? They're able to ship, and they're taking precautions and healthy.
We're taking precautions. We're complying with social distancing inside the warehouse. We're running with a little bit of a smaller crew than usual, just to make sure we have enough space between all the guys and girls. And so we're shipping out. We haven't stopped shipping. The sales crew and the product specialist and most of the processing managers and all that are working remotely. But our warehouse crew, man, we got to hand it to them because they are really pushing out sales and all the gigs.
Yeah, I have to give props to them too. There's been, a couple of same-day shipments we've needed, and just big orders and stressful orders, and they have handled it. And it's really thank them on our behalf.
Yeah. No, yeah, we're gonna have a huge party in their honor as soon as it's all over. So if you are making an order, though, just to let everyone know out there, if you are getting on, you can go directly to any of our dealers, or if you go to
Gotham's site.
Yeah, if you're ordering anything from Gotham, and if they need to order it from us, it may take a little longer than usual. Usually we can get things out same day, no problem. But so everyone is just like a little bit backed up as far as just having a smaller crew. But yeah, we haven't stopped. Yeah, we haven't stopped. We've seen there was a while there we thought like, okay, we'll just be like focusing on our software because we have a lot of great software for musicians. But it's turned out that besides the software, a lot of our interfaces have been just like needed and have been, in demand right now.
I'm just going to check Facebook and see if there's any questions and anybody has any comments. I don't see any. Mark, I have to say thank you so much for taking the time. Is there anything else that you wanted to show us? I don't mean to cut you off.
No. I think just talking about the products, and you can visit ikmultimedia.com and check out our wide. I mean, one cool thing about IK is we make a ton of stuff. So we have controllers. Our controllers are actually pretty cool too, like for keyboard players and stuff, because these can plug in. I have it plugged into my laptop, but you could plug them into your phone. You could plug them in directly to your tablet or iPad. And this is the Irig Keys I/O, so it actually is an interface as well. I could plug a microphone into this and record through this as an interface. So this actually makes it possible to stream. You could stream onto IG Live with these and stream anywhere.
Wow.
But we have like a wide array of microphones, interfaces, controllers, and software. Great software. I mean, before I worked at IK, I was a big IK user as far as their software and the Irig. I've been a musician for a long time. I've been on tour a lot. And so I would take these... I take this guy on the road and in the bus or in backstage or in the hotel room. I just like practice. I play guitar, practice, or even record ideas on my phone and stuff. So it's pretty cool.
That's Awesome. And I just want to acknowledge Todd Johnson, sound person, network news sound person, among other things, says the Irig Pre works great.
Yeah,
So yeah, I mean, I think you've definitely made a mark. Yeah,
it
and
works
it's
awesome.
really great. Do you guys make an interface that has both a guitar and an XLR input? First,
We make the Duo, which was one of the ones I was showing you. We make
uh-huh.
the Pro Duo, which is going to give you dual XLR and quarter inch. These are like what do they call them? Netrix inputs, where they can plug either in XLR or
The
quarter inch.
combo jacks or
Yeah,
whatever.
the
Yeah,
combo
yeah,
jacks.
yeah.
And then we make a single version of this, which is just the Pro. So some people don't need two inputs. I mean, if you're using this, a lot of times this might be like a secondary interface, right? Like maybe not your main interface. This is the one you take on the road, or the one you want to use with your phone. So these are great. Um, I literally always have this in my gig bag.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
and like if you get to let's say you're a working musician and you're traveling, maybe not right now, but when you're traveling again, I plug these in the hotel room. I could set up my monitors. We have these great monitors too, which work a lot for production. The iLoud micro monitors. So these are cool to check out. But I'll take those on the road. I'll take this on the road, and I'll have like a full studio setup in my hotel room. But I mean, we've been able to do this before with USB interfaces, which are relatively small. But now it's like really compact, really easy.
Right. I mean, everybody has a smartphone in their kit. Just
And you could,
because.
yeah, you don't even have to pull out the laptop. I've noticed when I started traveling when I was younger, and I started traveling with bands and stuff, I would take everything. I take the kitchen sink, man. I take everything with me on the road. I take my interface, a bunch of microphones, a Pelican. I had a Pelican case full of stuff. That lasted a couple months, and then I was like, I don't want to take anything. I want to go as light as possible,
The
right?
more you
Even like
bring,
my
the more you
luggage.
bring, the more you can forget. Leave
Yeah, the more
behind.
I would
Yeah.
lose, and the more I was just like, okay, we got to check out at 6 in the morning. And I was like, oh man, all this stuff I'm carrying at 4 a.m. to catch a 6 a.m. flight. Um, but these interfaces are great because they don't take up a lot of space. You don't even have to pull out your laptop. You could just do it on your phone or your iPad. So I've been like loving this. Also, I'm in my home studio, which I have a decent sized room here, and I have a nice setup. But like, I have a I have a 3 bedroom house, so when let's say my mother-in-law comes to stay with us, my studio is sort of like our extra room, guest room.
Uh huh.
So then when I have to set up my studio like in the office or outside of the home studio, like this also comes in handy because I don't have to like rip out a bunch of stuff and work in the other room. I could use this in the next room, or I can even go in the backyard and like record stuff and lay down ideas.
Amazing.
Yeah,
Amazing.
so it's pretty cool what you could do with some of these interfaces.
Well,
But yeah,
yeah. What were we gonna say?
no, the most exciting thing has been seeing how, we've always catered to musicians, but seeing guys like Al Roker, and just seeing like different journalists and news stations using our product, it's been pretty cool.
It's very exciting. It's
Yeah.
it's really great, and it's great. We can offer a solution besides the going in the analog way, which is inferior, frankly.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Well, Mark, it's been really a total pleasure to talk to
Yeah.
you and get to know you. Thank you so much for taking the time.
Thank you.
It's good to meet you, and I look forward to the day where we can meet in person.
Yeah. No, I'll definitely visit you guys.
Good.
Hopefully very soon.
Good. Thanks for watching, everybody, and yeah, we'll see you at noon. Thank you.
All right. See you. Bye.